Hi, my name is Charles St. Louis and I'm with Livos. Livos is a natural linseed oil for wood finishes. We have a line of products for the interior, we have a line of products for the exterior. And in this case today, we're going to be filming and showing you how to use and apply our oil for inside a sauna and also outside the sauna, especially when your sauna is outside in the sun in the elements. So Livos is from Germany. It's been around since the 1970s, and it can be found in over 30 countries around the world. And Livos here is we're the sole distributor for Canada and the US. Now, Livos is 100% natural. It's food grade. All the elements and the ingredients are from the earth or nature. It's not harmful to the human body. It's very natural. In this case, we have a sauna. We've applied one coat so far of our exterior line of products, the Alice. In this case, it's the black color. One coat will still show some of the color of the wood, but when you apply a second coat, then it will pretty much even out the color on the wood itself. It's a penetrating oil, so it penetrates and it seals the wood from the inside. And now, if we look into the interior of the sauna, it's always better to finish the interior of a sauna with our Meldas oil. The Meldas is a blend of linseed oil, castor oil, and some resin. And again, it's penetrating and it will just go deep inside the wood and it will protect the interior of the sauna from drippings, from humidity, and so on. Okay. Once you prepare the interior of the sauna, you want to make sure that you're in an environment where it's around 10 degrees Celsius, so 45 degrees Fahrenheit. It doesn't have to be that warm, but it shouldn't be that cold. So up here in Canada, we don't suggest to do it, during the winter. You wait during the summer to be able to apply the oil. Now, the wood has to be dry, has to be clean also. You always have to be on bare wood. So if there was any products before, you have to get rid of it and to go back to bare wood to be able to apply the oil, because if not, then it won't penetrate and it won't do the job that it has to do. Now, to apply the first coat, you have to shake the can really well. So that's the Meldas for the interior. And you have to shake because, as I said, it's a blend of different products. So you have linseed oil, castor oil, and resin. So the resin stays at the bottom. So when you mix it or you stir it, then you make sure that everything is well blended, okay? You open your can, and then after that, you can use either a brush or a roller, or some people can spray it also. But in this case, we would use a brush. And now you can use a 4, 6, whatever width brush you want. The wider, the easier it is. So you apply one coat of oil and then you let the door open. You'll find that the smell does smell, something. It's not odorless, but at the end of the process, you'll find that it evaporates, and then the smell of the cedar comes back inside the sauna. So after a couple of days or after a couple of weeks, so there's no issue there. And then you have to do 2 coats. You have to wait between 8 to 12 hours before doing the second coat. And it's pretty much the same idea. Now, keep in mind that the wood will saturate between 65 and 70% on the first coat, and then up to 100% on the second coat. Okay? So once you're finished with the interior, then you have to clean your brush really well. If you don't clean the brush, you can throw it out, but you have to make sure that it's put in a can or put in water, because with any oil, you can experience a spontaneous combustion. So you don't want anything to burn. So it has to be contained or it has to be cleaned with a thinner. You'll be good for years to come. Once you see that it's getting more dull and it's, the water is not staying on top, but it's going more into the wood itself, then we suggest to apply another coat, not a second coat, but another coat. Now, doing that, Pretty easy. You don't have to sand, or you just have to clean it. We have a soap, and it's called the Gluras, and the soap is a pH neutral soap. You clean it with that, and then after that, you can apply another coat of oil. As you'll see, you won't need as much because the wood is still saturated, so you'll need a little bit. You apply one coat, and then it refreshes the inside of your saunas. Now, we'll be talking about finishing the exterior of your saunas. A lot of people like the look of raw cedar or unfinished cedar, but the problem is over time with the elements, with the rain, with the sun, the UV rays and everything, then the exterior of your saunas turn, grayish, blackish. It's not necessarily colors that you want your saunas to look like. So it's always better to protect your sauna with our exterior oil, and it's called the Alice. And now we have 23 colors to choose from, and 22 colors of the 23 are UV protection. They're offering you that extra UV protection. We only have one color, which is very limited in pigment, so that one is giving you limited UV protection. All the other ones are giving you full UV protection. Same idea. If your sauna is brand new, no problem. You can open up, mix your can well, then open it up, and then you can start applying with a brush, with a roller, or you can spray. Okay? It's not a long process, and again, it all depends the size of your saunas and all the little parts and places you have to go. But it's not a complicated process. Now, both for the interior and the exterior, a 2.5 liters will cover approximately 300 to 350 square feet for 2 coats. So you're good for the entire sauna most of the time with the 2.5 liters, unless it's a massive saunas where you can fit like a football team, then you might need a little bit more than 2.5 liters. So to apply the oil, you have to make sure that you're not in an environment or in a time of the year that it's cold or it's raining. So you want a nice temperature, over 10 degrees Celsius or 45 degrees Fahrenheit. And then pretty easy, you go at it, you apply the first coat. Now, you wait around 8 to 12 hours for it to dry before you apply the second coat. Now, once you apply the second coat, pretty much the same idea. It won't absorb as much, but you'll finish the job, and then you let it dry, and it will protect your sauna for years to come. So once you're finished, you want to clean again your tools that you used. You make sure that there's no more oil. If you have rags filled with oil and other things filled with oil, you either put it in water or you leave it in a tin can so that it doesn't spontaneously combust. Let's say you've had your saunas for years, okay? You've enjoyed your saunas, you're in there many times a week, you sweat your life off. Now, you see that it's not as performing anymore. The oil is, it's getting dull. It's not repelling water as it once used to. So you want to reapply one coat of oil in the inside and the outside. So no problem, very easy. Because it's a penetrating oil, you'll see that you don't have to sand or to get rid of anything. You just have to clean it with the soap that we talked about, the Gloras. And then once it's clean, then you can apply a coat of oil in the inside and the outside. Again, the Mel Dust for the interior and the Alice for the exterior. So you'll see, again, the advantage with using a penetrating oil for the exterior of your sauna is that over time, it won't peel, it won't crack, because it's not a surface protection. It goes deep inside the wood. You'll see the advantage of reapplying a coat of oil after a couple of years is that you won't need as much oil because the wood is still saturated. So again, you won't need, you might need maybe just a tin or 750 millimeters. So same idea, you apply with a brush, you clean your tools after, you make sure that you get rid of all the rags or anything in water or in a small tin so that there's no spontaneous combustion. And again, thank you very much. Enjoy your saunas. You can visit livos.com for more information. Have a good day.